The social media landscape is currently in a state of absolute chaos, and at the center of this firestorm is a leaked video that has sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community. Imagine the tension in the Harris household right now as Tamika "Tiny" Harris publicly addresses a secret recording that was allegedly brought to light by none other than 50 Cent. This isn't just your typical celebrity rumor. This involves a deep-dive documentary that promises to expose truths many thought were buried forever. The clip in question has gone viral, appearing on every major blog and news outlet, leaving fans questioning everything they thought they knew about the dynamic between T.I. and Tiny. 50 Cent, known for his relentless trolling and his take-no-prisoners approach to social media, seems to have struck a nerve that goes beyond mere banter. As the footage began to circulate, the reaction from Tiny was almost instantaneous. She didn't hold back, taking to her platforms to call out her husband in a move that suggests this secret video contains information or interactions that are incredibly damaging. We are looking at a situation where private conversations and behind-the-scenes moments are being weaponized for public consumption. The hip-hop world is used to beef, but when it enters the domestic sphere of a couple that has been through as much as T.I. and Tiny, the stakes are significantly higher. Everyone is asking the same questions. What exactly is in that video? Why did 50 Cent choose this specific moment to release it? And most importantly, can the King of the South explain his way out of this one? The fallout is just beginning, and the narrative shifting through the industry suggests that more revelations are tucked away in this documentary, waiting to be unleashed. The social media landscape is currently in a state of absolute chaos, and at the center of this firestorm is a leaked video that has sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community. Imagine the tension in the Harris household right now as Tamika "Tiny" Harris publicly addresses a secret recording that was allegedly brought to light by none other than 50 Cent. This isn't just your typical celebrity rumor. This involves a deep-dive documentary that promises to expose truths many thought were buried forever. The clip in question has gone viral, appearing on every major blog and news outlet, leaving fans questioning everything they thought they knew about the dynamic between T.I. and Tiny. 50 Cent, known for his relentless trolling and his take-no-prisoners approach to social media, seems to have struck a nerve that goes beyond mere banter. As the footage began to circulate, the reaction from Tiny was almost instantaneous. She didn't hold back, taking to her platforms to call out her husband in a move that suggests this secret video contains information or interactions that are incredibly damaging. We are looking at a situation where private conversations and behind-the-scenes moments are being weaponized for public consumption. The hip-hop world is used to beef, but when it enters the domestic sphere of a couple that has been through as much as T.I. and Tiny, the stakes are significantly higher. Everyone is asking the same questions. What exactly is in that video? Why did 50 Cent choose this specific moment to release it? And most importantly, can the King of the South explain his way out of this one? The fallout is just beginning, and the narrative shifting through the industry suggests that more revelations are tucked away in this documentary, waiting to be unleashed. The atmosphere surrounding the Harris family has always been one of resilience, but the emergence of this specific footage feels like a tipping point that no one saw coming. For years, T.I. and Tiny have navigated the highs and lows of the music industry, reality television fame, and personal tribulations under a microscope. However, the involvement of 50 Cent adds a layer of calculated aggression that changes the game entirely. Known for his tactical use of leaked information, 50's decision to include this footage in a documentary format suggests a narrative being built with precision. When the video first surfaced, it wasn't just the content that shocked the public, but the raw, unedited nature of the interaction. Reports suggest the video captures a moment that was never intended for the cameras, showcasing a side of their relationship that contradicts the unified front they often present to the world. Tiny's public call-out wasn't just a sign of anger. It felt like a declaration of exhaustion, as if this latest revelation was the final straw in a long line of public embarrassments. The digital space erupted as fans began dissecting every frame of the clip, looking for clues about the timeline and the context of the conversation. T.I., who is usually quick with a philosophical or lengthy rebuttal, found himself in a rare position of defensive silence as the weight of the leak began to settle. The industry is watching closely because this isn't just about a single video. It's about the credibility of one of hip-hop's most prominent power couples. The documentary itself is being described as a deep dive into the shadows of the industry, and by targeting the Harris family, 50 Cent has ensured that all eyes are on his production. As the narrative expands, we have to look at the history of friction between these parties to understand why this is happening now. 50 Cent has a long-standing reputation for being the ultimate disruptor, and his documentary serves as a platform to settle old scores while generating massive engagement. The footage allegedly shows T.I. in a compromise that directly affects his standing not just as a husband, but as a public figure who often lectures on loyalty and respect. For Tiny, seeing this play out on a global stage is a different kind of betrayal. Her response was characterized by a mix of disappointment and a demand for accountability, signaling to her followers that she would no longer be protecting an image that might be built on a shaky foundation. The commentary from peers in the industry has been split, with some suggesting that 50 has gone too far by involving family dynamics, while others argue that if the truth is uncomfortable, it's the fault of the person in the video, not the person who posted it. The ripple effect of this leak is touching every corner of the culture, sparking debates about privacy, the ethics of documentary filmmaking, and the fragility of celebrity marriages. While the video continues to rack up millions of views, the internal struggle for the Harris family is becoming increasingly visible. There is a sense that the traditional ways of handling house business are being discarded in favor of a more transparent, albeit painful, public reckoning. Every time a new snippet of the documentary is teased, the tension ramps up, leaving the audience wondering if there are other figures who should be worried about what 50 Cent has in his archives. The narrative doesn't stop at the domestic dispute. It delves into the professional repercussions for T.I. as he tries to maintain his influence in a rapidly changing landscape. In an era where cancel culture and receipts rule the day, a video of this nature can do more damage than any diss track ever could. Tiny's decision to call him out publicly instead of handling it behind closed doors suggests that the trust has been fundamentally breached. She has often been the one to hold the family together through various legal and personal storms, but this specific incident involves a level of public disrespect that is hard to ignore. The documentary claims to offer a raw and unfiltered look at the industry, and by leading with the Harris controversy, it has set a high bar for shock value. Behind the scenes, sources close to the couple indicate that the phone lines have been buzzing with damage control efforts. Yet the digital footprint of the leak is impossible to erase. It has triggered a conversation about how much of a celebrity's life is actually their own, especially when they have spent years inviting cameras into their homes for reality shows. The irony of the situation is not lost on the audience. A couple that became famous for sharing their lives is now being haunted by a moment they desperately wanted to keep hidden. As we move further into the details of the fallout, the focus shifts toward what this means for the future of their brand and whether this documentary will be the catalyst for a permanent shift in their relationship. Moving forward from the initial shock, the deeper implications of the video start to reveal a pattern of behavior that many critics have pointed out over the years. This isn't just a one-off mistake caught on camera. The documentary frames it as a symptom of a much larger issue within the power structures of the hip-hop elite. When Tiny addressed the video, she hinted at a lack of transparency that has plagued their union for some time. The content of the clip, which involves hushed conversations and mentions of third parties, suggests that the secret 50 Cent uncovered is something that could potentially lead to legal or financial scrutiny, not just marital strife. T.I.'s reaction, or lack thereof, in the immediate aftermath spoke volumes to a public that is used to his articulate defenses. Instead of the usual Instagram live sessions or word-of-the-day explanations, there was a heavy, looming silence that only fueled the speculation. The documentary producers have been clever in how they've released information, dropping hints about the video's origins and how it ended up in 50 Cent's hands. Some insiders suggest the footage was obtained through a disgruntled former associate, while others believe it was part of a larger collection of files 50 acquired during his various business dealings. Regardless of how it was found, the impact is undeniable. It has forced a conversation about the double standards often found in high-profile relationships, where one partner is expected to remain loyal while the other navigates the world with a different set of rules. Tiny's public stance is a significant departure from her usual supportive role, and it reflects a growing trend of women in the industry reclaiming their narratives and refusing to stay silent for the sake of a power couple image. As the narrative of this unfolding drama takes hold, we see the community taking sides. The comment sections are a battlefield, with some defending T.I.'s right to privacy and others praising Tiny for finally standing up for herself. The documentary has effectively turned a private grievance into a social experiment on loyalty. 50 Cent is sitting back and watching the numbers climb, knowing that he has successfully hijacked the news cycle. The video itself is being described as uncomfortable to watch because it captures a moment of genuine vulnerability and conflict that feels far more real than any scripted reality show. This is the danger of the modern age. A single leaked file can dismantle years of carefully curated PR. For T.I., the struggle now is to pivot the conversation back to his music or his community work, but the shadow of the documentary is proving to be incredibly long. Every interview he does and every post he makes is now being viewed through the lens of that leaked video. It has created a before and after moment for his career. Meanwhile, Tiny is receiving an outpouring of support from other women in the industry who have dealt with similar public betrayals. This collective voice is making it harder for the situation to be swept under the rug. The documentary doesn't just focus on the Harris family, but uses them as a primary example of the smoke and mirrors used by industry titans to maintain their status. The weight of the situation is also being felt by their children and extended family, who are often caught in the crossfire of these public disputes. When a video of this nature goes viral, it doesn't just affect the two people in the room, it impacts their entire legacy. Tiny's call-out was likely an emotional response to the embarrassment her family is facing. It's one thing to deal with rumors. It's another to have the world watching a video that confirms your worst fears. The documentary's narrative is relentless, pushing the idea that there is more to come, and that this is only the tip of the iceberg. This drip feed of information is a classic 50 Cent tactic, keeping the audience engaged and the subjects on edge. As the pressure mounts, the cracks in the Harris empire are becoming more visible. The conversation is no longer about whether the video is real. Everyone knows it is, but about what happens next. Can a relationship survive this level of public scrutiny when the evidence of betrayal is available for anyone with an internet connection to see? The narrative is shifting toward a possible separation, or at the very least, a major restructuring of their public lives. The documentary has stripped away the glamour, leaving behind a raw look at the complexities of love, power, and the high cost of fame in the digital era. As we look at the timeline of events, it's clear that this leak wasn't a random occurrence. The strategic timing suggests that the information was held until it could have the maximum impact on T.I.'s current projects. Every time he tries to promote something new, the documentary clips resurface, effectively drowning out his professional message with personal scandal. Tiny, caught in the middle of this media circus, has had to balance her role as a mother and a public figure while dealing with the fallout of her husband's private actions becoming public knowledge. The documentary frames this as a cautionary tale about the dangers of living a double life in the age of the smartphone. No matter how much power or influence you have, you are only one leak away from a total reputation crisis. This segment of the script highlights the shift from curiosity to judgment as the audience realizes that the secret wasn't just a minor slip-up, but a fundamental breach of the values the Harris family claimed to uphold. The anticipation for the final part of this reveal is at an all-time high, as fans wait to see if T.I. will finally break his silence or if Tiny will take the final step toward ending the partnership for good. As we reach the final act of this controversy, the focus turns toward the long-term consequences for everyone involved. The documentary has concluded its first major segment on the Harris family, but the echoes of the leaked video are still ringing through the streets. Tiny's decision to call T.I. out has set a precedent, showing that even the most established couples aren't immune to the 50 Cent effect. The King of the South now finds himself at a crossroads, needing to redefine his image if he wants to move past this scandal. The public's memory can be short, but the internet is forever, and this video will be linked to his name for the foreseeable future. There are talks of a counter-documentary or a sit-down interview to set the record straight, but many feel that the damage is already done. The authenticity of the footage makes it hard to argue with, and any attempt to justify the actions seen in the clip might only make things worse. For 50 Cent, This is another win in his ongoing quest to be the most influential and feared voice in social media. He has proven once again that he has the resources and the platform to shift the culture at will. The success of this documentary segment ensures that his future projects will be met with even more anticipation and dread by those who have secrets to hide. Tiny, on the other hand, is at a point of personal evolution. By speaking out, she has garnered a new level of respect from fans who appreciate her honesty. She is no longer just the wife in the background. She is a woman who is demanding the respect she deserves, regardless of how famous her husband is. This shift in power dynamics within their relationship is perhaps the most interesting outcome of the whole ordeal. The secret video might have been intended to embarrass them, but it has ultimately given Tiny a platform to assert her independence. As the dust begins to settle, the industry is left wondering who 50 Cent will target next. The blueprint has been set. Find the footage that no one was supposed to see, wait for the perfect moment, and release it in a way that forces a public reckoning. It's a ruthless strategy, but in the world of hip-hop, it's incredibly effective. The Harris family may eventually find a way to heal, but the scars from this public leak will remain. They serve as a reminder that in the age of constant surveillance and digital leaks, the truth has a way of coming out, often in the most dramatic way possible. The narrative doesn't just stop at the marital dispute. It highlights the changing nature of celebrity journalism and documentary filmmaking. 50 Cent has essentially created a new genre of social media exposé that bypasses traditional media gatekeepers. By using his own platforms to tease the documentary, he ensures that the narrative is controlled by him, not a network or a PR firm. This level of autonomy is what makes him so dangerous to those who have built their careers on carefully managed images. T.I.'s traditional defense mechanisms, intellectualizing the situation or using complex vocabulary to deflect, haven't worked this time because the video evidence is too visceral. The audience is no longer interested in hearing a polished explanation. They want to see the reality behind the curtain. This shift in audience expectations is forcing everyone in the industry to rethink how they handle their private business. For the Harris family, this means navigating a world where their every move is scrutinized for signs of further trouble. The documentary has become a permanent part of their digital footprint, a constant shadow that follows them into every new project or appearance. Looking at the broader impact, we see a shift in how loyalty is viewed within the hip-hop community. For a long time, the ride-or-die mentality was the gold standard for industry relationships, often at the expense of one partner's mental health or dignity. Tiny's public call-out signals the end of that era for many. It shows that there is a limit to what one is willing to endure in the name of loyalty, especially when the betrayal is made public. This has sparked a wider conversation about the responsibility public figures have to their families and their audiences. If you build a brand on family values and mutual respect, you cannot be surprised when the public turns on you for failing to meet those standards. The documentary uses the Harris family as a case study for this phenomenon, showing the rise and potential fall of an empire built on a foundation that may not have been as solid as it seemed. The fallout is also affecting T.I.'s business ventures, with sponsors and partners taking a closer look at the brand risk associated with his name. This is the reality of the 2026 landscape. Your personal life is your professional life, and the two are inextricably linked. As the credits roll on this chapter of the documentary, we are left with more questions than answers. Is this the beginning of a larger investigation into the industry's elite? Who else is featured in 50 Cent's archives? The tension is palpable as other figures in the music world wonder if their private moments are also slated for a future episode. The strategy of using high-profile targets to gain traction is working perfectly, and the Harris family is currently the face of this new wave of transparency. For T.I. and Tiny, the road ahead is uncertain. They have spent decades building a legacy together, and while this scandal is a significant blow, it may not be the end of their story. However, it will definitely be a different story from here on out. The vulnerability they showed, both through the leak and Tiny's reaction, has humanized them in a way that years of reality TV never could. They are no longer just characters on a screen. They are people dealing with real pain, real betrayal, and real consequences. The final takeaway from this entire saga is the power of the narrative. 50 Cent didn't just leak a video. He told a story about betrayal, ego, and the reality behind the celebrity curtain. Tiny's response added the human element, turning a viral clip into a relatable story of a woman standing her ground. T.I.'s struggle to maintain his composure shows the difficulty of staying on top when the ground underneath you is shifting. As we look forward, the impact of this documentary will likely be seen in how other celebrities manage their private lives and who they choose to trust. The era of the unfiltered documentary is here to stay, and as long as there are people like 50 Cent willing to dig for the truth, no one is truly safe from the spotlight. The Harris family's journey through this firestorm is a cautionary tale for the modern age. Be careful what you say and do behind closed doors, because those doors are never as locked as you think they are. The conversation will continue, the clips will be replayed, and the hip-hop world will move on to the next scandal. But the day Tiny Harris called out T.I. over a secret video will be remembered as a major moment in the history of celebrity culture. The industry is currently holding its breath, waiting to see if there will be a formal response from the Harris legal team or if they will choose to let the noise die down naturally. Given 50 Cent's history, he is unlikely to let the topic fade away without squeezing every bit of engagement out of it. We can expect more behind-the-scenes commentary, more memes, and more pressure on T.I. to address the situation directly. This constant pressure is part of the strategy, to force a reaction that can then be used for even more content. It's a cycle of drama that sustains itself, and for those caught in the middle, it can feel like there is no escape. The Harris family has navigated storms before, but the digital age brings a level of intensity that is unprecedented. Every post, every like, and every comment is a potential weapon in this social media war. As we wrap up this deep dive, it's clear that the landscape of celebrity news has changed forever, and the Harris family is currently at the very center of that change. All right, everyone, that was the full breakdown of the storm hitting the Harris household and the shockwaves 50 Cent's documentary has sent through the entire hip-hop industry. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think 50 Cent went too far by leaking this private footage? Or was it time for the truth to finally come out? And after everything they've been through, do you think T.I. and Tiny can actually survive this latest scandal? Or is this officially the end of an era for the king and queen of the South? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be jumping in to see what you guys have to say. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to smash that like button and share this video with anyone who needs to stay in the loop. Most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat on the biggest celebrity news and industry secrets. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.